If you are Googling, "Why are Chihuahuas so mean?" you may have encountered the sharp edge of this tiny dog's huge personality. Chihuahuas are the smallest dog breed, but they pack a lot of personality and are super loyal to their owners. Unfortunately, that's not all they're famous for. Plenty of Chihuahua fans will tell you it's all a big mix-up and that their pups are as sweet as pie. However, for others who have a Chihuahua, it might be a good idea to get a calming dog bed and a cozy corner because research says these little guys are often on the feisty side. Actually, Chihuahuas are in the top 3 dog breeds, along with Dachshunds and Jack Russell Terriers, most likely to show their teeth to both their families and strangers. But they are so tiny. This just can't be true, right? So where do these beliefs come from? Small dog syndrome. Contrary to popular belief, Chihuahuas don't really believe they are bigger than they are. In reality, smaller animals are often extremely aggressive as a defense mechanism. Because they're tiny, Chihuahuas use whatever strength they have to protect themselves. True aggression isn't common in this breed. Instead, trainers often spot fear-based reactions, where these dogs snap or act out if they feel scared or uneasy. Indeed, some small dogs really are fearless. We see this bravery in terriers like the Scottish Terrier, miniature Schnauzer, or smooth Fox Terrier. But with Chihuahuas, what might look like bravery is usually them reacting out of fear, stress, or insecurity. On top of that, some Chihuahuas do have strong personalities. When people don't correct their small dog's behaviors, these Chihuahuas can turn into little bosses. Genetics. Sometimes Chihuahuas are just aggressive because of their genes. On the bright side, they were meant to be brave, alert, and protective. But sometimes they take these traits too far. This can make them wary of strangers, bark a lot at supposed intruders, and snap at anything suspicious. On the downside, many breeders and owners overlook these temperamental issues. One study found that Chihuahua owners often don't plan ahead before getting their pet. Also, breeding these dogs to be very small sometimes leads people to treat them like babies, ignoring signs of genetic anxiety and aggression passed down from parent to pup. The study also looked at why people choose certain dog breeds. It found that people who got Cairn Terriers cared most about health and other traits. Those with French Bulldogs and Cavalier King Charles Spaniels valued personality and temperament more. The most shocking revelation was that the more behavioral issues a Chihuahua had, the stronger the bond with its owner seemed to be. These findings tell us that, unfortunately, many breeders don't feel pressured to focus on good temperaments. This lets anxiety and aggression continue in many dog lines. The best thing to do is to support ethical breeders who prioritize good temperament in their Chihuahuas. Resources. Chihuahuas often guard their things. This usually comes from their genes. You'll mostly see this when they protect their food and growl at anyone who comes close. But they might also guard their beds, favorite spots, toys, and even their favorite person. Some people think it's cute when their Chihuahua guards them like a tiny bodyguard. But actually, this guarding is because the dog is anxious. They're scared someone will take their stuff, so they get all defensive. It's not cute. This behavior means the dog is really stressed about losing their things. Stress signs. Sadly, a big reason Chihuahuas might act mean comes from their owners and breeders not picking up on their stress signals. Sometimes they even ignore these signals on purpose. People often accidentally encourage bad behavior in Chihuahuas without taking it seriously. They might even think it's funny to tease their dog to get a reaction. You can find many videos like this on the internet. Unlike with big dogs like Rottweilers or Cane Corsos, many people overlook a Chihuahua's early warning signs, like turning their head away, panting, licking their lips, or yawning, that show they're uncomfortable with someone invading their space. Often, a Chihuahua will show these signs of stress before they start acting mean. When these signals are ignored and people keep bothering them, the dogs can end up snarling or even biting. Most of the time, just by paying attention to these early signs and giving the dog some space, a bite could be avoided. No professional help. One study points out that owners of big dogs like pit bulls are more likely to seek professional help for aggression than owners of smaller breeds. Since little dogs can't cause much harm, their problems might not seem as urgent. This results in small dogs not getting the help they need, even if they show signs of anxiety or fear. Chihuahuas, often weighing less than 6 pounds, are really sensitive to their surroundings. Bigger dogs, kids, and even their owners can seem too much for them, leading them to act aggressively as a defense. This kind of behavior can get pretty bad and won't just go away without professional intervention. Socialization. One reason these guys might seem aggressive is that they often don't get enough social time. They're usually seen as loyal lapdogs, and many Chihuahuas don't show any mean behavior. But this isn't always true. Sometimes their small size and big personalities lead to them acting mean or aggressive. This can happen if they haven't been around different people and places enough, making them view almost everything as a threat. If they don't meet lots of people and experience new things from 8 to 16 weeks old, they might grow up to be scared and snappy dogs. This is even more likely with Chihuahuas, who tend to be wary of strangers and new situations. Exercise. One reason Chihuahuas might seem mean is that they're not getting enough exercise. Even though they're known as lapdogs, they shouldn't just sit around all day. They need a good amount of physical and mental activity to keep them happy, healthy, and well-mannered. If they don't get enough exercise and mental stimulation, they might get too energetic. This can make them start nipping or barking to let out all that built-up energy. Medical conditions. Another reason Chihuahuas might seem grumpy could be health issues. They might act mean if they're hurting or uncomfortable because of sickness. These little dogs often have painful dental issues and hypothyroidism. Research shows that hypothyroidism can lead to aggression in dogs. Pain from their fragile bones can make them snap too. Chihuahuas can easily get injured, but brain problems like epilepsy or tumors might also make them act out. Are Chihuahuas really dumb? Nope, Chihuahuas aren't dumb at all. They just like to do their own thing and aren't always eager to follow orders. They really benefit from lots of patience and positive vibes during ongoing training. The main reason they might not always listen well is that not many of their owners put time into training them. Why do Chihuahuas shake so much? Chihuahuas are pretty sensitive compared to other dog breeds, and they can have psychological challenges. Also, nervousness can run in their family. If your Chihuahua is jittery, it's likely their parents were too. Not getting enough social time as puppies can make this worse. Since they're so small, people often skip taking them to puppy classes. This can lead them to be more anxious. Besides, they're also likely to have health issues like shaking disorders, low blood sugar, and a strong dislike for the cold, which can all make them shake. Why are Chihuahuas so yappy? Chihuahuas like to make sure everyone knows they're around, so they often get yappy. This usually means they need more exercise and fun. Also, if they haven't spent much time around other people or pets, they might bark a lot at new faces, sounds, or animals. Why are Chihuahuas so protective? Chihuahuas often act like they're in charge and think it's their duty to guard their space and their people. But what looks like protectiveness is often just them being worried about losing their food or their owner's attention. This worry can make them act out aggressively because they're actually scared. Why are Chihuahuas so clingy? Chihuahuas often get really attached to one person who gives them safety, love, and snacks. If they don't hang out with lots of people when they're young, they can become super clingy. They might even get anxious when they're alone. Why are Chihuahuas so hyper? Chihuahuas are small, alert dogs with really quick metabolisms. This means they have a lot of energy packed into their tiny bodies, and they can get super hyper if they don't get enough exercise. If you give them daily walks and lots of playtime, they usually calm down. I bet you've seen countless videos of huskies throwing tantrums or making a scene about one thing or another. But why are they such loud drama queens? Turns out there are a few reasons for that. So check out this video to find out what they are.